And I think that the other ladies popped because they seen the chemistry that they had in the beginning. So it's kind of like, what, he gave her a lot of props. You know what I mean? So I feel like that could have possibly been the reason why she was last, because they're like, because I would have probably popped like, let me just give her man, like you know, that's what I feel. And I don't know if you guys ever experienced it, but like the clingy lady, I don't know how that works out for men, especially men that work in business. Like the need for a woman to always need reassurance. She seems like that type, and I think he probably didn't want her. Like he said, she's too clingy. I don't know why women get clingy like that, but definitely. How do
especially
you
over
guys handle?
people
What if
you.
someone's clingy but you like them? How do you handle that?
So I
Exactly what
think
he
there.
said. I need a little, well, the wording, I agree with Lewis. The wording definitely does matter. Words and how you use them and how the person interprets it is big, because you can say something and I'll take it the wrong way. So if you're clingy and I'm not, but I like you, so I feel like you have to use your words very well. Like, we two different people. We're not the same. So what you need is not what I need, and you have to really deliver that very well. Otherwise, yeah, I agree with Lewis and you. You know, if your words are saying I need space, then a woman is definitely going to take it offensive. So, and I understand that everybody needs their own little time and space. I feel like women can be clingy, and like I don't feel like even the clingy people don't need a second. Like you need a second.
It there's I want to say something about clingy. I think there's a two part to it. There's one thing to have like love and admiration for your person, right? Like they just got home and you see each other. This is why I good morning text or good morning conversation before you leave the house, and then you don't have no communication throughout the day, and then once you get home it feels like you haven't seen or talked to each other in forever. So that magic and that moment of seeing each other is it does a greater job of uniting each other's sort of like emotional and tendencies versus like you talk in the morning, coffee break, lunch, on the leaving the office, in the car, before I got into the house and parking the car in the garage, right? It just removes a lot of the mystery. It removes a lot of the magic out of the romanticism between the two people, because we're constantly talking that we don't be like stop to think about like, damn man, yo, she looks so amazing in that dress that we went over dinner last week. Yo, you know what would go great with? Yo, I saw this bracelet the other day, man. I think that looked good with my woman. You spend more time thinking about little things that you catch on that maybe in the moment you didn't bring up or say, but you replay things to yourself and you're like, wow, man, like in that. But you remove all that because you're constantly talking throughout the day, like you're afraid that this person might disappear off the face of the earth. And it's just it doesn't do any justice to the relationship.
I'm not clingy, but I do like to talk to my man throughout the day. Like I work from home. I am like, I'm gonna call you. What are you doing throughout the day? I need to talk to you before you get home. I want to talk to you all day, but I am like the least clingy person ever. But I do like to talk, so I guess that's just a part of who I am. You know what I mean? Like I like to talk. I like to have conversations. I want to know what's going on. But I'm probably my ex partner. I'm probably the least clingy that he's ever had. Like, go do your thing, because when it's time to do mine, yeah, I know I'm outside.
I had a question. How did you guys feel about her questioning? Do you think it was a red flag? Sometimes I'm okay with questions, but I think the type of question that somebody asks as a man, I may be on high alert.
What did you think was the red flag? She asked him, "Did he want to have kids?" That's something she might want to have kids.
When somebody's asking like a series of questions, like all at like one time, it kind of alarms me to think that there's some sense of urgency or maybe some type of traumatic experience may have happened. Because if you're asking like all these questions like back to back, almost like it's the drill,
I
then
get what you're saying,
yeah,
but in the timing she had on the show, I have to ask back to back to back to back. I need to see if I need to pop or walk off with you.
mhm.
Oh, but in real life, I feel like those back-to-back questions definitely can be like that. It's almost like you in a job interview. So it's just, I feel like it should flow. Or if we're having a good conversation, certain topics are going to come up, and then those when them questions should be asked. They didn't have to be immediately, but on a show like that, it's immediate.
I think she definitely had a bad relationship experience in her
Mm-hmm.
last relationship because she's talked about it, about him not loving her the right way or whatever, right? So she's definitely one of those women that is on the search for a specific type of man. Like she's done her therapy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She knows what works for her, what does not work for her. And so I think that she's on a journey for a specific man, but the thing about it is that doesn't always come out until later. You don't know anybody until you actually went through something, right? My mom would always tell me, you don't know that you love a person until you went through something terrible with them. And then you'll see who they really are. You have to go through something to be something. This is just a dating show. She definitely has been through a tumultuous relationship, and it shows. It shows that she's guarded. She has her watch. She literally, you know, cut herself out in the beginning. So I don't know if she's ready or if she really wants to be in a relationship. I feel like she wanted to pop her balloon even in the end.
I had this conversation with somebody as far as traumatic experiences. I personally, and it's just my opinion, believe that people do not necessarily get over their trauma. I think that they learn how to regulate how they respond to it, but I think the traumatic experience is always there. So when people's when people are looking for healing, I don't think healing will ever truly come. If you really think about it, right? If somebody has ever done something bad to you before, you don't forget about it. It comes to your headspace. You will think about it, but you may decide whether it's appropriate or not to be able to express in this fashion. You may choose to withhold because it's not going to get anywhere. It may be those hauntings coming back. And that's something that we will probably never know because some people can mask it pretty well. But to sit here and say as a human that these thoughts don't cross your mind, like they will never cross your mind, that's why I say the foundation is always important. So even if you've gone through some things, you got to understand that the foundation is always important when you enter relationships, because if it's been tainted, you will never get that version of that person ever again. It will
I,
never exist.
I have to disagree. I think that healing looks like peace. I'm not a person that harbors things or sits on things. If I genuinely tell you I forgive you, I forgive you. I don't harbor things. I don't hold on to things. And when I think about healing, I feel like healing brings you peace, right? So when you think about it, like I lost a daughter, right? I lost a child. I'm never gonna forget that. But I'm peaceful about it. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't, it's like it's almost like peace. Like I used to never be able to say her name. I can say her name and smile now. So I think when you think about healing, it brings you a sort of peace in those situations. Like, yeah, it might cross your mind as a life lesson. Like, yeah, I've been here before, but to me, it's just more of a peace with it. You've made peace with that decision. You've made peace with things that happen in your life, so they don't affect you on a mental level. And that's the way I look at healing. Like through healing, I just learned how to be a peaceful person and just, let certain things go. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't determine my next move, but I know that those things exist. So I do believe in healing, and I think that people can be healed. I mean, I feel like I've seen it, with my own eyes. For those of us that are believers, but I think that it's going to make your character. Every time you get a lick, it builds character. So I think that those things are what builds our character. But you can definitely heal from those things.
Hmm. Okay. You guys haven't already hit that like button, also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody that is tuning in right now. We should send me that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play it where we go.
Beautiful black celebrity women ranked. Number 8, Gabrielle Union. She is a talented actress and activist, known for her roles in Bring It On and Bad Boys 2, as well as her advocacy for social justice. Number 7, Jessica Lucas. She rose to fame for her stellar performances in Cloverfield and The Evil Dead, proving her versatility in television and film. Number 6, Paula Patton. Best known for Precious, she captivated audiences with her energetic performances and timeless beauty. Number 5, Megan Good. A Hollywood favorite who impressed with her roles in Eve's Bayou and Think Like a Man, she is stunningly talented and beautiful. Number 4, Lauren London. Praised for her roles in ATL and The Game, she also impresses with her effortless charm and natural elegance. Number 3, KD Aubert. She's a model and actress who has appeared in films like Next Friday, as well as making waves in the fashion world. Number 2, Zoe Saldana. She is the star of Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy and is admired for her powerful performances and amazing aura. Number 1, Tatiana Ali. Best known for her role as Ashley Banks in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she has also made her mark in music and publicity.
Louise, who made this list? Because nobody was foundational except for Gabrielle. Like, I don't even think them was black. Like, who was on there that was black besides her and Megan Good?
Yeah, who?
Like,
Just who?
I'm sorry,
Who's in charge of that list?
Who made that list? Because I could like name 5 of them off the top of my head that are foundationally black, beautiful, and are well respected in Hollywood. So where did that list come from? We can start with Kelly Rowland, okay? We can start with a lot of different people who are way better up there. I love me some Viola Davis. I love Kerry Washington. Like, it's so many actually black women. Those people weren't. We had 2 black people on there. And I feel like Megan Good has gotten lighter over the years because she used to be darker. I don't know what happened with that, but no, I don't know where Hollywood that is. That's not Black Hollywood. You know, it's 2 different versions of Hollywood. What you think, Hank? Them was your black? You would have chose them?
Not knowing these women's history, I wouldn't.
Period.
Well, Luis, they're calling you out, man.
Yes, they are. Hey, you know, I guess there are 2 different Hollywoods, you know, but again, you know, it's interesting because there are the ones that you tend to kind of see and hear every day that are kind of like always in your face. They're like the movies, commercials, and stuff, very commercialized, very popularized, and then there are the ones who do amazing things that are not always in front of the camera and always in the limelight, but their presence is always known or talked about. Maybe not at the high level like some of the more favored celebrities, but yeah, that list was rough, but gives you an insight.
Okay.
I think that
My
Hollywood
bad.
is actually doing a better job than they have years ago as far as the representation of black women. They are starting to choose, you know, darker skinned women to play lead roles and things of that nature. But I still think we have a long way to go. Um, but we totally get the message and understand that, like, the beauty, you know, the beauty standard in Hollywood, like what it looks like. We all know what the beauty standard is, but I'm always like, who came up with the beauty standard? Because to be honest, all the white men want us. Like, they make Hollywood beauty standard out to be this thin, light skinned, or white woman, but in reality, most of the white men go for the darker skinned black women.
Ow.
Well, maybe, but maybe hold on. I wanna go back to that. Maybe the American version of beauty standard is really it's being modeled after a Eurocentric version, right? Like, you know, we have an international way of viewing it, and then obviously we have here, because if you, depending on where you travel in here in the States and ask most men, they're gonna tell you like what they're interested in. You know what I'm saying? And it varies. But I think on an international level, in terms of like who created the beauty standard, well, who created all the beauty pageants, who created all the competitions, who created all the standardizations of what goes into Vogue, what goes into what magazine, who gets to be put on
So
television.
those companies are ran by gay men. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Oh, I'm pretty
Like
sure that they
the high
are.
fashion is the industry is owned by gay men. They are the ones that are there
What?
pushing those women, putting on like if you have you ever been to like a fashion show or like been to New York Fashion Week? Gay men. I cannot make this up. Like they run Hollywood. The industry, they're the ones that are behind the scenes getting people like those people created the standard. That's how like the gaming they create like even the accentuated makeup, all of that little drag, the little drag look, all that come from the LGBTQ community.
Period.
They have their claws in the fashion industry, and it's hard to break through.